Hey guys, Supergirl fans, Mount Vernon Kid here, back again as always. How's everybody doing? So, the 13th episode of Supergirl aired, and it's entitled "For the Girl Who Had Wanted Everything." Who has everything? I said wanted, yeah. Um, this episode is inspired by the 1985 Superman Annual number 11. Good comic, good, very good uh, annual that came out back in the 80s. I didn't read it until I was about 11 years old, because 85 I was only three, 3 years old. But uh, this episode pretty much is an homage to that. Just we flipping it from Superman to Kara. And in this episode, basically, it is Kara is at the mercy of the Black Mercy, parasitic plant, and she is back on Krypton, and she's seeing her family, Zor-El, her mother, and even a little younger Kal-El. We get to see a young Superman. It's kind of weird because I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't Superman be just a baby actually? But for what it was cool. And while that's going on, when the Kara's other side of the family realizes what's happened to her, they go looking for her. People are like, "Where's Kara?" Especially Kat. She's like, "Where's Kara?" She's thinking Kara's avoiding her because of what happened to her and her son, and she don't know half of that. So James and Wynn get Alex to go check it out, see what's going on. Go to her apartment. They find Kara, plants on her, and pretty much it leads from there. Other than that, we got Auntie Astor and her husband Non planning something while there's a solar flare going on, and they're using the satellites to their advantage, which is pretty tactical, if I say so myself. Um, but in the dream, or in the state of mind that Kara's in, she at first seems to be like she knows something is wrong, but then she starts to really embrace it. Like, she thinks everything is right, everything is good, everything is, oh, this is great, I'm loving this. While in reality, it's all lies. You know what I'm saying? And the team realizes, they try to pull it off, try to yank it off, and you see, as we all know, if you read this series, if you read that issue, or even if you got a little glimpse of it from the Justice League Unlimited episode, if you rip it right off, it'll kill. It'll even kill, yes, a Kryptonian. And you literally see them trying to rip it off, and you see like the it's stuck into her chest, and she starts going into cardiac arrest. Um, so it's kind of a dire situation. But in the meantime, while that's going on, Jean actually disguises himself as uh, Kara, to kind of play off the, like, okay, she's here, and that was pretty funny. And basically, it gets more and more dire, that the more Kara's inside of this dream, it's starting to get a little bit real of her. She's really kind of embracing it. Little do we know that, Alex, she confronts Maxwell Lord about it. He says he doesn't know what's going on. So, and she tries to get a little bit of help from the Aster, like computer. Doesn't know anything, so they know that maybe Alex really knows that she must go. She needs a little help on this, and Non kind of lets it slip that he's the one responsible for the the package, the Black Mercy, and he basically kind of went behind his wife's back, kind of, in a sense, because you know you can see, guys, that Aster cares for her niece, but in the same sense, it's like, you're what the way I looked at it was more like, I don't necessarily see her as the villain necessarily. She's just a misguided. She's going about things wrong, and but Non, yeah, he's the villain. He'll do whatever it takes, and we find out. So when that happens, Aster kind of helps out, and comes to Alex, and Alex is just pop pop. She's trigger happy. She wants to lay down, and then that's kind of where Aster kind of gets a glimpse of why Alex is so close to Kara. And I love the line where she's like, "If she's your sister and I'm her aunt, what does that make you and I?" And I love the line Alex says. She's like, "Nothing." Like, because I would have said the same thing. Not a damn thing. And uh, we kind of get Alex goes into quote unquote the Matrix, which I thought was pretty interesting. And she goes in and tries to convince Alex, her Kara, to remember that this all is fake. And before she goes in, she knew that Jean may pull this, so she asks Jimmy to, if he does, you stop him at any cost. And uh, inside, Alex is just pleading with Kara, remember this, remember that. It was really touching. Not as emotional as the last two previous episodes were, but it still gets you there. And uh, she's able to break it. At first she thought they pulled her out, but it wasn't. And you see the plant come over, but it was a little weird because I'm like, wait a minute. If I remember correctly, even if you get the mercy plant off of oneself, it's still active and it still can attach itself to some. But I guess they changed the dynamics of it, and I was okay with that. I was like, all right, but you could see that the rage Kara was, just like, who did this to me? And when she found out who did it, boy, it's nothing like seeing a Kryptonian rage out, because yeah, she raged out, and I'm gonna call let's call like we see it here, people, and part of my French, but she was fucking Non up. Like, I didn't see too many shots Non got, but then I'm like, is he not fighting back for a reason? But whatever it was, I don't care. She fucked him up, like, and we get to see Aster go fight John in full Martian. He was full Martian, and she was like, "I thought all your con was destroyed," and it was kind of interesting. And before they went into battle, we saw Alex grab a sword, and right there, I'm like, "Okay, what's with the sword?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I know what it is." And this is about that time, ladies and gentlemen. That was where I started to really kind of figure. I didn't I was not surprised at what happened at the end. I will not spoil what happened, especially for anybody who hasn't seen it. But whoever you saw it, tell me in the comment section below. But the ending I saw kind of happening. I was just like, yeah, I kind of expected it. But this episode really focused on Alex a lot, and just how much Kara means to her, not just as a person, not just as someone she cares about, but as her sister. And that was the touching part about it. It wasn't, as I said before, guys, this episode wasn't as emotional and tear jerking as maybe the episodes before, but it was emotional to the point where it still got you, because if you can kind of relate to some of it, in terms of you know we wanting something so much, and you kind of get it in a false pretense. It wasn't, like I said, this was homage to the original Superman annual story, but it wasn't as emotional as that story was, but it still was pretty good, guys. And I did enjoy what I saw. Um, and it ends kind of on a sense of a happy note for the we get to see the gang together, and even like the makeup between Win and Kara in a sense. But like I said, I won't spoil what happened with certain individuals. But I didn't I wasn't surprised. I kind of expected it to happen. Just the way they kind of was building up with this character and another character. Like I said, I won't spoil it. But other than that, for episode 13, for the girl who has everything, that was the name of the title. I thought it was pretty good. I did not mind it, and that was fine. Now, they did not show what's the next episode is going to be, but I did kind of look it up to see when's the next episode. I think the next episode was in February. They say February 23rd. Let me make sure. Uh, yeah, February February 22nd. The title is called Truth, Justice, and the American Way, and it's directed by Lexi and Alexander, the same woman that directed uh, Punisher Warzone and things like that. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna get that, and I even see what the episode 15 is gonna be called, Solitude, which comes on February 29th. But other than that, guys, you guys tell me what you thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Um, I felt that it was a pretty good, decent uh, homage to the classic Superman annual. Like I said, I had some. I didn't have too many problems with this episode, but it wasn't as tear jerking as the last previous episode. But it still was good, and I really felt, especially when um, Kara just was beating the crap out of Non, and like, did you realize what you done? I lost. I was just like, I felt her pain. I felt her anger. I was just like, every time she hit him, I was like, get him, Kara, get him. I just kept saying, get him, get him, get him. It just that was where I got really emotional with it. But and as for the little boy who was supposed to be young Kal-El, he looked the part. I was like, okay, it's okay, but I was just like, wait a minute, my Superman knowledge is correct. Shouldn't he still be a baby, really, not a boy of like 8? He looked like 8 or older, but other than that, it was cool. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoy. Tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. As always, this is Mount the Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. As always, see you guys in a few weeks for the next episode. But as always, you still got a lot from this channel. And as always, on to the next. You guys take care, guys. I'll see you guys next time.